The other day, the shower handle came off in my wife's hand. Price Fister, it's this big heavy metal piece. Let's see what we've got here. This cap screws on the front, screws off. We can see that the bolt is still here. Looks like this bolt is still in good shape. At first I was wondering if this bolt was what connected the handle to the puller inside the valve. But it turns out actually it's not. Let's go look in the shower and see what's there. So here in the shower, the lighting's kind of poor, but I'll try to show you what we have. The bolt on the handle screws into this puller, which is part of what they call the cartridge. The cartridge goes in the valve. It's what regulates the water flow and mixes the temperature between hot and cold. And if you look carefully inside this collar here, you can see the stem off the tip of my finger that the handle screws into. And you can see also that stem is split right in half. So that's why the handle came off, because the hardware it bolts into is cracked. We looked around to try to figure out what is the right part to replace the cartridge with. We know we have a Price Fister, but the part number on the piece that's in our shower does not match what a Price Fister has listed on its site or what anyone is listing for sale. We even called Price Fister and asked them about the number, and they said, well, is it black? Okay, then it's this one. So then we went looking for the Price Fister part. We tried the local Lowe's and Home Depot, and neither of them actually had the Price Fister part, which is a little disappointing. However, at Home Depot, we did find this off-brand Danco that has the same part in place. So here you can see this is the whole cartridge. Like I said, one end of it goes into the valve to regulate the water. The other end up here is the part that sticks out toward the front that we're going to screw the handle into.
It's important to turn off the water before working with the plumbing.
I'll use some penetrating lubricant on this collar so that when I remove it with a plumber's wrench, I don't strip the threads in the copper pipe.
It's wrench time. After a quick twist with the wrench, I can remove it the rest of the way with my fingers. As I screw that out, this exposes the tip of the cartridge. I'll have to get a pair of pliers and pull it out. Just a good tug with the pliers, and there it goes. And we're getting a bit of water coming out. That's to be expected, because even though we shut off the water main outside and opened a tap to drain the pipes, there's still a little bit of water here inside the shower pipe. We'll just let that run out and go down the floor drain. Yeah, looks like we're pretty clear here now. Quick comparison here of the original and the replacement. Yep, looks like we bought the right one. The cartridge should just slide straight into the valve here, the same way that it pulled out before. I am matching a tab on the cartridge with a notch on the top of the copper fitting. Yeah, nice push gets it in there. By the way, I bought a small tube of waterproof grease. Turns out I didn't need it because the part is pre-lubricated. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is screw the brass fitting on around it. I'll just screw that around there. We'll bolt the handle back on and see how it goes. I skipped a few steps off camera here, putting the collar back on and that trim collar over it. Now I'm going to screw the handle back on. That just screws into the stem of the cartridge. Once I get that back on, I'll put a little hot-cold indicator on here, get that lined up properly. And then I'll screw the cover on over it. That just needs to be hand tight. Couple twists, there we go. Once I get this all back together, I notice that the knob turns easily left and right. We've got the full range of motion. In, out, moves much more smoothly than it did before. Looking forward to this. And now for the moments of truth. My wife just turned on the water downstairs. Nothing's spraying out of the wall here. That's good. Let's open the tap. And we have a shower. All right.